This program is now called to order. Please let us stand as we invite the leader of the Partnership for National Unity, PNC. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome our leader. I know you can do better than that. Come on, put those hands together this evening as we welcome our leader. Please remain standing for the national anthems, Guyana, United States of America, and Canada. The national flag. The national pledge. I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana and to be loyal to my country, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, to love my fellow citizens, and to dedicate my energies towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. The party's prayer. Thank you. Bless the Lord. Amen. Thank you. You may be seated this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to stand as the master of ceremonies for this auspicious occasion. Members of the head table, comrade leader, MPs, General Secretary, and of course, an executive member of the diaspora, PNC Diaspora, you, beautiful people in the audience, I welcome you to this event tonight. I trust that your sitting will be a wonderful one. Never mind, I'm seeing some faces that I'm not pleased with. Just put a smile on your face. You'll make my job a little lighter up here. Put a smile on your face. I hope I can make the leader smile. Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And so I welcome all of you to this, our celebration, as we continue in the spirit of freedom, Guyana's 60th Independence Anniversary, Diaspora Honor Wall, Unveiling Ceremony. I trust that I will be able to carefully take you through the paces, and you wouldn't get bored, of course, but you'll enjoy every bit there is in store. Thank you, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Michael Spencer, one of your comrades. As my mother said, and always would say, she was born a PNC, and she will die a PNC. I want you to know that I will die right here. I will die right here. I will not give in. I will not break. I will not be sold. And I'm not up for sale either. I wouldn't be purchased either. So let that be known large and wide. Right, so we're moving with the program this evening. I believe that the planners of this event deserves a round of applause. Can we give them a round of applause, please? The little things are very important as we move forward together in unity and strength. To bring us the first set of remarks, we'll invite Dr. Terrence Harris, Chairman of the USR PNCR. Shall we make him feel welcome? I want to believe that he's online. And so let's put on our listening ear as we hear from Dr. Terrence Harris.
I say family because that is truly what this is. My name is Terrence Harris, and I have the privilege of serving as chairman of the United States region of the People's National Congress Reform. But this evening, I am not speaking to you as a title. I'm speaking to you as one Guyanese to another, wherever this recording finds you. I have been thinking about what I would say to you, and I keep coming back to the same feeling: gratitude. Gratitude for the people who came before me in this seat. Gratitude for the ones who never got a title at all, but gave everything anyway. And gratitude that this evening, 60 years after our independence, we are still gathered. Not in one room, but in every living room on every continent watching this together. That is what Guyana has always been to us. Not a place we left behind, a place we carry. 60 years ago, on May 26, 1966, Guyana became her own nation. Tonight we mark that anniversary with something lasting, a wall of honor bearing 100 names. Each one a Guyanese who built a life in the diaspora and never let go of home. Behind every name on that wall is a mother who worked double so her children could have more. A father who organized when no one else would. A young person who arrived with a suitcase and a resolve and built something that will outlast all of us. This wall belongs to them. And in truth, it belongs to every one of you watching tonight who has ever built a life far from where you were born, while never once forgetting from whence the chairpersons who held this seat before me, Lawrence London, Don Simmons, Ovid Morrison, Errol Lewis, and Derek Lawrence, thank you for building the foundation on which I now stand. Every one of tonight's 100 names is on this shield because you kept this region alive long before I arrived. To Benito Montague, chair of the PNCR Diaspora, thank you sincerely for your partnership and your tireless work on my side. This wall of honor stands tall because of your hand in it. And to international leadership of the National Congress Reform and to leader Ron Norton, thank you for standing with us for recognizing that our love of Guyana never dims with distance, and for making a home for us in this movement, no matter where we go or leader. I also want to personally thank our members of the Parliament and our PR representatives who did not just send their regards from home. They stood with us in person, marching alongside our community in the 60th anniversary right here in Brooklyn. To Honorable Member of Parliament, Dr. Terence Campbell. To Honorable Member of Parliament, Dr. Isaac Scott. To Honorable Member of Parliament, Dr. James Burrow. To Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. Sadish Paul. To Honorable Member of Parliament, Ms. Lima Fufes. And to Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. Andrews. Thank you for making that journey and for walking those streets with us instead of simply watching from afar. And to our representatives, Ms. Shanika Hayes, Mr. Philip Drayton, Ms. Cynthia Rutherford, thank you for your active participation and for representing us such a pride on that day. I also want to acknowledge his honor, Linda Mayor Dominic Blair, who joined us as well. Your presence has already made a great deal. And it is a reminder that the ties between home and diaspora run in both directions. So, as we celebrate here in the United States, and as this wall runs on Unveiling tonight, let tonight be our shared declaration. Distance does not diminish and will never diminish our devotion. 60 years after independence, the diaspora is not separate from Guyana. We are Guyana, living, working, and striving across every ocean that tries to separate us. To every honoree on this wall, thank you for making us proud. To every person watching from wherever you call home this evening, thank you for carrying the flag in your heart. Happy 60th Independence Anniversary. May the next 60 years be brighter than the last. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Harris. Gratitude is a must. I believe in the little things, saying thank you. It goes a very, very long way. And today I'm particularly happy that we are saying thank you publicly to our hard workers. I do hope it creates a spark so that others can catch on and be willing to renew their faith or their trust in us. And those who have not yet come, I want to tell you that good things are about to happen in this party. Long live a partnership for national unity. Things are going to happen. The next 60 years are going to be brighter than the ones that we have passed. Can we put our hands together this evening if you agree with me? Keep those hands going as we welcome a dance tribute. Come on, keep those hands going as we welcome a dance tribute, Guyana Our Home. And this dance will be performed by Miss Shekinah Yorick. Let's welcome her. Together we will stand up, and not only stand by ourselves, but we'll take the people with us. If you're agreeing with me, give me a wave, give me a wave, give me a wave. I want to see some wave in the place tonight. If you're planning to take some people with you into the next 60 years, give me a big clap now. Right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Beautifully done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Yorick. The next speaker, I know him. You know him. We all know him. I am a proud product of this young man, trained under his leadership. He's short in stature, but he's big at heart. His shoulders might look a little narrow, but I believe that they're broad because of the mind. The mind is what makes the man. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, those in the diaspora, those on Zoom, those who are watching from YouTube and wherever else, I ask us all to stand as we invite to the podium the Honorable Aubrey Compton Norton, leader of the PNCR, People's National Congress. Come on, as he brings to us the featured address.
Good evening. I always worry. Please be seated. Mr. Master Ceremony, I always worry when I hear feature address. I prefer a discussion, even though it tends to be one-sided in this kind of environment. Permit me at the outset to thank the organizers for organizing this activity and for conceptualizing this idea of honoring persons in the diaspora. We have honored many party comrades at home, but I'm thinking this is the first. As I was signing the certificates, I said, well, there are a lot of people, but I saw some names left out. And I won't call them here, but I will surely comment on them because I know they have been involved and contributed significantly. I might just mention one that I was looking for. I might not have seen it. Is Anita Hicks. But might not have seen it. It's there. Okay. But I was looking and I didn't. But I think we should, in addition, still have a process in which we look at it so that we can add persons, because we very well might have left out someone. And our people are very touchers. Even if you leave them out by accident, they see intent. And when they see intent, you know the corollary of that. Now, the diaspora is critical to us. In fact, the diaspora is an extension of us. But I think one of the things we must accept is that when people live here and go to the diaspora, they develop cultural traits that are different from some of the traits they left with. And the time between when they would have left and now would have created new people, new approaches, and so there seems sometimes to be a clash between the culture embraced in the diaspora and the culture at home. I believe one of the fundamental tasks that faces us is to bridge that gap between the cultural, socio-cultural differences of those in the diaspora and those at home. You know, I remember when we were in government and you were talking to people in the diaspora, oh, they wanted to come home and some of them were anxious to come home. And then when you talk to some people at home, oh, they're coming for we work. Those issues we have to resolve. The diaspora is important to us because it has contributed to the development of the party socially, politically, economically. And I believe with the advent of information technology and the internet, there is far more scope for the engagement of the diaspora in the activities in Guyana. We have the good opportunity of being virtually involved when we are not personally involved. And so I believe the present information technology context is propitiously disposed to increase engagement between the diaspora and the party in Guyana. No political movement, no social movement, no cultural movement is without conflict. In fact, there is a theoretical perspective that sees conflict as the source of development. And therefore, while there exist these conflicts, the onus is on us to work them out to ensure that we can get the maximum out of the diaspora and those at home. And for that reason, I think this is a very important activity. But the People's National Congress reform this year in October will be 71 years old. 1955, the split from the PPP at the Metropole in February, and the emergence of what was then the PPP Burnhamite, and then in 1957 it became the People's National Congress. That 70 years must suggest that a lot of our activists would have passed on. There are many who are, people don't like the word old, so we say in an advanced age, but basically cannot do what they used to do before. Additionally, many of them have migrated. And so there is a lacuna, a gap that we need to fill. And that gap has to be filled by youth. Has to be filled by youth. And one of the first tasks I want to ask the diaspora to undertake is to venture into the families and friends of Guyanese PNC overseas, to be able to create a youth group, a Guyana youth and student movement in the United States. Because if there's going to be continuity, then this crop of persons who average 50 and above, I would think. Huh? I see. Well, we will comment on the mindset a little later, but we're talking now about the actual age. And in actuality, a lot of those persons are over 50, some 60, some 70. I think as long as I know myself in the YSM, I know Comrade Beryl James. I want to ask her to stand, and you should be able to give her a special round of applause. She has been active in the YSM and in the party, and when she migrated, she continued. In fact, I think when I first met her, she had come from the Essequibo party structure, YSM structure. And like I said, they have made their contribution. And so this opportunity is also taken to thank them for their contribution. There were many. They've contributed in every fashion, to different degrees. Not all of us will arrive at the top, but I've always argued that you see real commitment when people who didn't get positions, for the want of a word, continue to be committed to this party because they are committed to a philosophy and principle. And they deserve our special commendation, because we live in an era where everyone, or most people, seem to feel that they must fly to the top irregardless. I actually told one recently that I joined the YSM in 1972, and it took me 25 years before I became a member of parliament. But a party will always need to renew, and so you will always have new persons in leadership combined with the senior ones. But it's very critical that we create that youth base both in the diaspora and at home, so that not only we have a youth membership, but we have a youth membership that is in contact with the youth, that can bring to bear to the party the reality of the youth. Many of us believe we can speak on behalf of youth. But I like to reflect, and when I go back to my days as a youth, we used to say, no, in certain terms, old man, you can't talk for we. We got to talk for ourselves. And so we need that youth group in this party that is speaking for itself, that is talking on behalf of youth. And for those who are experienced or older, to see them not as a threat, but as a human resource to train and develop that will redound to the benefit of this party in the final analysis. May I hurtle to point out that with youth you have to be patient. Sometimes I sit in the wee hours of the morning and remember the things I told to senior people in the party when as a youth I felt they were wrong. And so we have to recognize that there's a kind of a generational gap. And our task is to nurture young people, not to destroy them. Because young people will always be young people. You know, when I watch young people dance, I went to a birthday the other day, and I watching these young people dancing, you know, and I was like, well, it's totally different. But I reflect on our days when Bob Marley just came, and we used to skant. The older generation would know it. I remember my father saying, you had a set of mad people running all over the place saying you're dancing. Because he was out of touch with that generation. And so we have to have tolerance for that coming generation. In some regard, they are totally different. You know, I was coming through Alexander Village. I went to pick up a party comrade. We were going to Berbice to distribute some things. And I ended up parking in the middle of First Street, Alexander Village. And this chap blowing on me. And then I recognized I was carried away by these children in Alexander Village playing Saul. And you know you're accustomed to seeing a child on a phone. And here it was, these children playing Saul. And they had no place to play it but in the street. And I felt, you know, I need to accommodate them. And while I was accommodating them, one of them shouted, "Big man, pass, no?" And it told me about the impatience of youth. So when I arrived in line with her, it's a girl, matter of fact, I said, "My dear, don't be annoyed. It's just that a long time I haven't seen young people in their community playing a physical-oriented game." And I say that to say there is that difference between the youth and the adult. But we have to bring it together if we are going to succeed. I cannot say thanks to those in the diaspora without saying thanks to those who would have contributed at home. Because the base was always home. And you know, one of the things I think we have to find a way of doing is to honor the unsung heroes. You know, sometimes when I travel, recently I went to New Amsterdam and I met Marcia Williams. And I was telling the party comrades of our contribution while we were coming up. And none of them know. So we also need at a regional level to have a kind of an honors board, just like this, so that we can put the names of all those persons who would have contributed, so people can go and look and see, oh, this person did contribute. And so there is a kind of a nexus between the past and the present. And so I believe it's a wonderful idea. And it's occurring at a time when we have to rebuild our party. And the best way to rebuild this party is really to put on the ground a core of people who can give the kind of leadership on the ground that used to be given years ago. That is our immediate task, to build that core of persons on the ground. But we also have got to be cognizant of the fact that the old approach alone will not work. It needs to be linked with a proper system of informing people using information technology. Because we are living in the era of information technology. And I want to say this to you about information technology. Facts seem not to matter. Perception. And we have got to work on creating perceptions that we want created. Because with the advent of the internet and now compounded by AI, people can put me on a roof and I never been on the roof. People can put you on the roof and you never been on the roof. So the watchword for the party has to be adaptability. We have to adapt to the present times. We know finances need to be raised, and that is critical. It's for that reason the party now has a business arm that is proceeding with our investment. But if we don't adapt, we will die. And I urge you to utilize as your watchword adaptability. Seek to adapt to every situation, to every environment. And adaptability doesn't mean blind following. It means analyzing the situation, understanding it, understanding the context, and then develop approaches that are suited to the context. And so, I don't want to be a lecturer today, but merely to say congratulations to those party comrades in the diaspora. It hasn't been easy. There have been challenges. The changing of a guard in any political party always brings with it problems. And so I want to express my thanks to Terence Harris, Phyllis, Bonita, all of those persons who would have contributed. My own cousin, Dale Joseph Norton, who I know has for years contributed to the party and provided physical facilities for the utilization of the party. Long before I became leader, so it has nothing to do with me. But all of those contributions, we in the People's National Congress Reform value. We value them. And I say to you, we owe it to Lyndon Forbes Sampson Burnham to do the work to rebuild this party. There are those who place personal agenda and ambitions before the wider party. But we will return this party to the values it was built on. We will ensure that this party continues to be a people-centered party that focuses on the interests and development of the people in a genuine way. And we will ensure that by the time we arrive at the local government election, we would have done the work to ensure that we are the significant force as we move ahead. Once again, thanks to the organizers, thanks to those in the diaspora, and thanks to all of those Guyanese who continue to have faith in our great party, the People's National Congress Reform. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Quite interesting. The song that Comrade Michael Spencer has chosen to sing ties in with most of what was said by my leader, our leader. I want to thank you, Comrade Leader, for your address this evening. It was well received. And I want to encourage us to put a little tap on our shoulders. Come on, let's tap our shoulders. We may not be where we want to be, but I believe that we are going to get there sooner than you think. If you agree, put your hands together. And so we have beaten many odds together. And so this song speaks to unity or strength in unity. I trust that you do enjoy. This is the closest song I could have found to, but you can draw your own message as well. Looks like we've made it. We've come this far. We might have taken the long way, but we've made it. And we have a long way to go, which together we will get there. We didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. That we didn't listen. Can we take this from the top? Can we do this from the top? Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, my comrades. We might have took the long way. We knew we'd get there someday. They said, I'll bet they'll never make it. But as love has us holding on, we're still together, still going strong. You're still the one, you're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. Still the one, you're still the one that I love, the only one I dreamed of. You're still the one I kiss good night. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. And I'd have took the long way. When we beat the odds together, they said, I'll bet they'll never make it. But as love has us holding on, still together, still going strong. Still the one, you're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. Still the one, you're still the one that I love, the only one I dreamed of. You're still the one I kiss good night. Yeah, still the one, you're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. Still the one, you're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss good night. Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, my comrades. So while I was speaking to one specific lady, the main lady was the PNCR. Still the one that I want. I am pledging my life to the party. As we move on with the program, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, we have presentation of awards presented by the Honorable Aubrey Compton Norton, leader of the PNCR. And this award goes to Comrade Phyllis Montague Paul, Assistant Treasurer of the USR PNCR. USA, United States Region, USR PNCR. Shall we put our hands together for the young lady who is bringing forward what has to be presented, the award, as our leader does the honor. I'm short. Can you hear me? Okay. Good evening, all. I have the pleasure of calling the names of the honorees, the chairpersons of the New York, of the U.S. region, originally NAR, North American region, and it's now United States region of the People's National Congress Reform. The first person is Lawrence London, AA, Certificate of Honor. Don Simmons, Certificate of Honor.
Ovid Morrison, Certificate of Honor. Errol J. Lewis, Certificate of Honor. Derek Lawrence, AA, Certificate of Honor. Terrence Harris, Certificate of Honor. And Benita S. Montague, Certificate of Honor. And now, during our 60th celebration, we had a Green Wave Band, and we were graced by some of the MPs, and they were not only given a certificate of appreciation for their participation, they were also given, recognized by the City of New York. Each recipient would receive a participation and citation from the U.S. Council member, Natasha Williams. Dr. Terrence Campbell, MP, he has a certificate of participation and citation. Dr. Dexter Todd, MP, certificate of participation and citation. Dr. Riaz Z. Rupnarayan, MP, certificate of participation. Ganesh Mahipal, certificate of participation. Nima N. Flubes, MP, Saiku Andrews, MP, Mayor Dominic Blair, a certificate of participation and citation. Shanika Haynes, certificate of participation. Philip Drayton, certificate of participation and citation. And Cynthia Rutherford, certificate of participation and citation. Now we'll call Tamika and Tamara. Tamika and Tamara.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tamika Brockman. I will be reading the first batch of names for the PNCR Diaspora Honor Wall. So the first batch are persons who would have received either a certificate of honor or certificate of recognition. You will find out who is whom once I read. First off, we have Alberta Braffett, certificate of honor. Albert Wilson Reed, certificate of honor. Anitha Cochran, certificate of honor. R.T. Rick Knott, certificate of honor. Augusta Crawford, certificate of recognition. Benny Raymond, AA, certificate of honor. Berlinda Duncan Prasad, certificate of recognition. Bertel Nelson, certificate of honor. Beryl James, certificate of honor. And Bishop Dennis Norton, certificate of honor. To read the second batch of names, I will call upon Tamara Braffett.
Good night, everyone. My name is Tamara Braffett.
and I'll be reading the list of names of who got honors or recognition. Brigette Williams Ford, Certificate of Recognition. Brigette. Camille A. Hamilton, Certificate of Honor. Candace Perjohn, Certificate of Recognition. Cecilia Thomas, Certificate of Recognition. Charles Lawrence, Certificate of Recognition. Cheryl Murray, Certificate of Recognition. Christina Jacobs, Certificate of Honor. Claremont Morris, Certificate of Recognition. Clarence Reynolds, Certificate of Honor. And Claude Phillips, Certificate of Recognition. Now I'd like to call Pearl James. Beryl? Oh, Beryl James, yes. Beryl James to read the next names.
Thank you. Continuing in that order, Clifford G. Daniels, Certificate of Honor. Clive Fraser Sr., Certificate of Recognition. David Thomas, Certificate of Recognition. Deborah Carew, Certificate of Honor. Deborah McFarland, Certificate of Honor. Dennis Kwame Fraser, Certificate of Honor. Derek R. June, Certificate of Honor. Donald Ainsworth, Certificate of Honor. Doreen S. Brand, Certificate of Recognition. Dr. Joan Joseph, Certificate of Honor. I will now call on Comrade Keisha Sertima to continue the process. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My honorees are Dr. Leonard Lewis, Certificate of Honor. Dr. Monique Davidson Tucker, Certificate of Recognition. Dr. Sandra Taylor Hart, Certificate of Honor. Dr. Terrence Simon, Certificate of Honor. Mr. Earl George, Certificate of Recognition. Mr. Earl Rose, Certificate of Recognition. Mr. Edward S. Hamilton Baldwin, Certificate of Honor. Edward Thomas, Certificate of Honor. Mr. Egerton David, Certificate of Honor. Mr. Egon Lawrence, Certificate of Honor. I will call now on Mr. Kenneth Hall to do the honors.
Good evening, all. Okay, starting with Ian France, Certificate of Recognition. Elaine Davidson, Certificate of Honor. Eric Fishmaker, Certificate of Recognition. Errol Scotland, Certificate of Recognition. Esmond Waterman, Certificate of Recognition. Fiona Murray, Certificate of Recognition. Gifty M. Kingston, Certificate of Recognition. And Gordon L. Richards, Certificate of Recognition. Following me will be Carol Smith Joseph.
Good evening. Certificate of Recognition, Grace Holder. Certificate of Recognition, Gwen Fredericks. Certificate of Recognition, Hermione Glenn Haywood. Certificate of Recognition, Ingrid Norton. Certificate of Honor, Ismay Griffith. Certificate of Honor, James Rene Mitchell. Certificate of Recognition, Janice Waterman. Certificate of Recognition, Jason Benjamin. Certificate of Honor, Jennifer Daniels. Certificate of Honor, Jennifer Ferreira Dougal, AA. I now call on Member of Parliament, Mr. Ganesh Mahipal, to continue.
Thank you very much, Comrade Joseph. Jennifer Prince, Certificate of Honor. Joseph Norton, Certificate of Honor. Joycelyn Wilson, MS, Certificate of Honor. Karen Paul, Certificate of Recognition. Karen Ward Harper, Certificate of Recognition. Keith Langhorn, Certificate of Honor. Keith M.E. Jonas, Certificate of Honor. Keith Oliver Dow, Certificate of Recognition. Kelvin Allen, Certificate of Honor. Kenneth I. Paul, Certificate of Recognition. I now call on my colleague, Nima Flubes, to continue.
Thank you. Good evening. I'll now continue. Kevin E. Allen, Certificate of Recognition. Laverne Bishop, Certificate of Recognition. Leona Jacobs, Certificate of Recognition. Lennox Tuesday, Certificate of Honor. Leroy Blair, Certificate of Honor. Leslie Brown, Certificate of Honor. Leslie Strode, Certificate of Honor. Linda Campbell, Certificate of Recognition. Lorraine Matthews Santiago, Certificate of Recognition. Lurleen Nestor, AA, Certificate of Honor. And I will invite my colleague, Comrade Sharma, to proceed.
Thank you very much. I'll continue. Ms. Margaret Hunter, Certificate of Recognition. Marlene Bandy, Certificate of Recognition. Maurice E. Wilson, Certificate of Honor. Melvin Anderson, Certificate of Honor. Michael Brown, Certificate of Honor. Michael Campbell, Certificate of Honor. Morris Wilson, AA, Certificate of Honor. Nicole Small, Certificate of Recognition. Nigel S. Chesney, Certificate of Recognition. Norma B. Jaidahim, Certificate of Recognition. I'll call on, I guess I'll continue. Mr. Orin Thomas, Certificate of Recognition. Pauline Bishop, Certificate of Recognition. Penelope Lambert, Certificate of Honor. Phyllis Montenegro Paul, Certificate of Honor. Raul D. Hori, Certificate of Honor. Reginald Sampson, Certificate of Recognition. Royden James, Certificate of Recognition. Rudy Bishop, Certificate of Honor. Ruth McFarland, Certificate of Honor. Sandra T. Daniels, Certificate of Honor. So I'll now call on MP Saiku Andrews. Thank you very much, sir.
Good evening. So, I'm a very joyous person. So I would love for you guys, whenever I call a name, for each of us to show our appreciation by ensuring that our round of applause is not sparse. Thank you very much, guys. Certificate of Honor, Santon Lambert. Certificate of Honor, Sarah Clark Fraser. Certificate of Recognition, Sherwin Paris. Come on, keep those round of applause. Let it be vibrant. Certificate of Recognition, Shoy Gibson. Certificate of Recognition, Stanhope Williams. Certificate of Honor, Sybil A. Prince. Don't get weak on me. Certificate of Recognition, Tamara Braffit. Certificate of Recognition, Tamika Braffit. Certificate of Honor, Thomas Sanders. Certificate of Honor, Trevor Waterman. I now call on my comrade, Miss Robin Simon, to continue. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Certificate of Honor, Armia Johnson. Certificate of Recognition, Valerie J. Smith. Certificate of Recognition, Valita Marcus. Certificate of Recognition, Veronica Primo Rollins. Certificate of Honor, Winston Antribus. Thank you.
Great. Shall we put our hands together for honorees this evening? Come on, put some pep in your step. Let's have it a rousing round of applause rather for the honorees this evening. Thank you to all my comrades who would have been reading out the names and the title. Certificate of Honor, Certificate of Recognition. Our hearts will be tuned now to two musical pieces by the Honorable, should I say Honorable? Ras Camel, maybe as an honor in music. Let's put our hands together for Ras Camel. Come on, put your hands together. He's going to be bringing us two pieces this evening. Ras Camo, thank you very much. Thank you. Let's give us a piece. You can get up and dance, you know, it's all right. You can get up and shake if you wish. Let's put our hands together for Ras Camo, Panis legend, of course. At this time, I'll ask our leader to present those certificates over to Mrs. Phyllis Montague Paul. After which, we have a drum roll as we witness the unveiling of the wall. I'm tall. City Council citation. Whereas a great city is only as great as those persons who give exemplary service to their communities, whether through unique personal achievements in their professional or other endeavors, or simply through a lifetime of philanthropy and community service. And whereas such service, which is truly the lifeblood of the community, and the city so often goes
unrecognized, and unrewarded. Now therefore be it that a Deputy Speaker of the New York City Council, I recognize that Philip Drayton, PR, we have an outstanding citation, one whom is worthy of esteem or both, our community and the great city of New York. Okay, the citations are for persons when we move from Guyana or wherever and we go to New York, you come, you are part of us. And this is why the city recognizes your input into Guyanese in the diaspora.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Montague Paul. Thank you, Honorable Leader. At this time, our panelists will give us some music as we have the unveiling ceremony. Drum roll. Pan roll. Come on, I know you can do better than that. Come on, I know you can. I know you can. Gratitude is a must. We are grateful for the work that have been done by our comrades. Let's continue to work to bring this party back to its former glory. It was certainly a pleasure standing as your host. I did enjoy your company. I trust that you did enjoy mine. Do enjoy the rest of the evening. The next voice you'll hear is that of Mrs. Montague Paul, doing for us the vote of thanks, after which we're invited to a closer view to the wall. And of course, after fellowship is swallowship. We have some refreshment there that we can all participate. Thank you very much. Michael Spencer saying good night.
Okay. Everyone, are we satisfied? Do you think we can do this again? Do you think we can do this in every region? Do you think every region has a building we can do this? We can say thank you to our comrades. I would like to see a rippling effect as from today. And like how we get into the 70th birth anniversary, I would like to see some rippling effect. It don't take long to get done. It just need organizing. Okay. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much. I know you had better things, other places to be. But you choose to spend it with us, just to say thank you. Not only the U.S. region of the party thanks you for coming here. To the organizers who I'm one. Benita Montague, if you know her, it has to be perfect. She don't make joke. Ask Tamika and Tamara, they work non-stop. Thank you, two young ladies. Miss Sertima, I know I can call on you at the last minute, and you're always there. Thank you. Michael, you're always willing to serve. Comrade Leader, you're the last person I want to say. Thank you, thank you. I know you got so many other things to do, and you have to put off one event. Thank you so much. The U.S. region thanks you. Yes, I know that too. To the Vice Chair, the other Vice Chair, the General Secretary, Common Man Paul, MP, thank you all for your last minute. I know the invitation didn't come out very early, and yet you're here. And you're here because you care and you want to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for all the attendees. Comrade Carol Smith Joseph, thank you. I know what you did to be here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you all the ladies that assisted. Thank you, and have a good evening. And please remember there's karaoke over there. Eh? Yes. And karaoke is over there. And as we move on, our next event here would be the Green Wave Band. It would be the Green Wave Band in Guyana. It's coming for Mashramani. So, the Green Wave Band would be here in for Mashramani. Thank you.